Hello, it is Fabian Williams, marriage and family therapist and licensed professional counselor with Life Anew. And I am here today with the 4 R's of infidelity because cheaters never win. And this is the last installment, I think. This installment is for the offended. This is the offended party, the person who was, in essence, cheated on. And there are 4 R's for that as well. They're a little different than the 4 R's for the offender. But I want to, first of all, tell you there is hope after infidelity. There's hope after that pain. There's healing possible. And these 4 R's are just the start, something that I developed to make working with individuals like that have a direct plan that we can follow to get to some level of healing. Yes, there are differences in ways that we go. Sometimes we incorporate different activities and things, but if these 4 R's are followed in some sort of format, there is the potential for healing. It is not a guarantee, but it is at least a path to get to some level of healing. So to the 4 R's. First of all, release, reevaluating or reevaluation, rehabilitation, and then to rebuilding. If you choose to rebuild as a couple or you choose to just rebuild your life as an individual, because you get that choice. So going to releasing. Releasing is all your questions answered. That means everything you want to know getting answered. It also means that your significant other has to be an open book. And if they choose not to be, then that may be where you get to make the decision. Do we carry on as a couple or do I go on my own? But either way, you going on. You going to be all right. Okay. So in that releasing, it is not letting it go, get over it. It is not any of that. But yes, there is a let go factor, but that is after you get all of the things that you need, after you get all of the information, after you get to cry and share and let all of your emotions out, let everything out, get it all out on the table so that you guys can actually begin to get to the place where you can reevaluate. You can't reevaluate if you don't face everything that there really is. So releasing it involves being able to put everything out on the table so you can see it all and process it and decide what you guys are going to do with that information. Then to reevaluate everything that was your previous relationship. I had my couples divorce when they are in an how would I say it, in a adultery, infidelity type situation. I have them divorced. We don't divorce on paper. They don't go to an attorney. They don't pay any fees or anything like that. But in their mind, mentally, we have a divorce. You guys are broken up. You are single and you are courting again. Because you have to reevaluate everything that you had. And every vow that you made was broken when you invite someone else into your relationship. When you invite someone else into your relationship. I deal with some different types of couples as well, so I'm thinking through as I'm talking. So to those of you that are in a monogamous one significant other type relationship, when you invite someone else, it has broken your vows. So you in essence are broken up. So I have them divorced, and then we move on with the reevaluation. So you reset your rules, reset your guidelines, reset your boundaries. You're going to have different ones now because the ones that you had before were broken and violated. When you feel violated, you have to set new parameters so that you can rebuild the trust or build a new trust. My husband always says you can never get back that previous trust. You'll never get that back, but you can build a new level of trust in this newfound relationship. Esther Perel talks about rethinking infidelity. She has a wonderful TED Talk that had like a multi-bajillion views that is very good on rethinking infidelity and the things that led up to it and how we can go forward in a new way. But it also involves setting non-negotiables. What are the things that we are never going to do? That's what we're not going to do. Come on, Andy Mineo. Y'all know I love Andy Mineo and his song, Not Going to Do. If you haven't seen it, you got to go see it. No, he's not paying me. I will accept your coins, but he is not paying me for that. I just love to give out what I love, what helps me, what helps my clients. And his video, his song, Not Going to Do, here's what we're not going to do. It sets the standard for boundaries, for setting boundaries, these new boundaries that we are finding, and you get to create them as you go along. They're going to come out as all of the information comes out. That's the other thing. Let me retract 1 minute. And that healing cannot start. I always say this to my couples as well. The day all of the information is released, the day that there is a full release of honesty and openness is the day that healing begins. That's when the healing process, because what ends up happening is, okay, we go 6 months, we're back together, we're happy go lucky, and then it's revealed that, oh, you had another side piece, or you had another situation, or you had a potential situation with somebody, or you get a phone call from, all of those things take us right back to square one. I also forgot to share that infidelity can send someone spiraling, much like PTSD. There is actually a post-infidelity syndrome. It is not in the DSM-5. It is not a diagnosable disorder at this point, but at the same time, it is real that you do all of those things that I talk about with ranch, that re-experiencing, avoidance, negative cognitions, and hyperarousal that you get in PTSD. Same thing with PISD, very similar, that you get to re-experience especially if you saw the act happening, or you watch the video, or you got the pictures, or those things. You get re-experiencing. You try to avoid the pain. You have negative cognitions. I'm not enough. I'm the problem. I did this, and no. And hyperarousal. You're constantly on guard. Like, is he talking? Oh my goodness, he's laughing at his phone. Is he talking to her again? Whatever. So those things you have to realize that is happening to you. It is not what's wrong with you. It's what happened to you, in the words of Tamar Bryan. And I can't think of the author of The Deepest Well, but they both said that. And Tamar Bryan added, it's not what's wrong with you. It's what happened to you and your people. So thinking about that, going back into your history, am I going to stay with him like my mother stayed, like my grandmother stayed, like my, whatever. Thinking about that, this whole reevaluation process is rethinking everything and starting again. Then to rehabilitation, and I start with self-care, self-love, self-talk. Self-care, self-love, self-talk. Self-care is taking care of yourself. What does it look like to take care of you? We take care of everyone, but we often neglect taking care of ourselves. And this is the place where you get to take care of yourself. Self-love is loving you despite your flaws, despite your warts and all, as they say. Loving you when nobody else could. So not allowing yourself to go into the I am not enough. I should have been nicer. I should have got dressed that way when he came home. I should have taken her out to dinner. Should have bought you, what's the song? Should have bought you flowers. All of that. So self-care, self-love, self-talk is important because you have to rehabilitate yourself. But I also advocate for counseling, finding yourself a good therapist that works on you, because you are the only you that you have to be with for the rest of your life. So whether you guys make it or not, you have to take care of you. Remembering this is not your fault. And first of all, that it's not your fault. But second of all, that your spouse, significant other is not a bad person. They made a bad choice. Those are the only ways to get to healing. If I see this person as a bad person, I now have a negative filter and I can't get them out of bad personry. But I have to see this as a bad choice. So counseling is good for that. Counseling is good for grounding you, for bringing you back to the realization that you are all that. And if that person can't see it, then you might need a new person. But I'm here for healing, right? And in my healing, I also share that sometimes the healing looks like moving on. And that's just being realistic. Okay, rehabilitation, we did that. Rebuilding is that last step. And the rebuilding is the openness and honesty, the sitting the phone out, the releasing passwords, the being able to talk about anything at any time, having those courageous conversations, those uncomfortable conversations, being able to share your needs, your wants, your desires, forgiveness without holding hostages. Forgiveness without holding hostages looks like, I forgive you for this infidelity. And that's when you get there. Remember, this is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It might take a month. It might take a year. It might take 5 years, whatever it takes. Once you get to the place of forgiveness, I completely forgive you. You can't hold hostages and continue to use that as a gun to his or her head. Well, remember when you cheated on me? Remember when whatever. I'm sorry if that's a violent example. Please forgive me. But that is, I'm kind of hood inside. Okay. So forgiveness with no hostages, being able to share your needs, wants, and desires, and all of that is how rebuilding occurs. Being real with one another, being open with one another, being able to completely trust. And when you can't be trusted, having holding yourself accountable to one another. I also advocate for an accountability partner, but that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother time. So with that, I'm going to end there for the offended. So 4 R's of infidelity for the offended. There is much more, and if you find that you need some help working through this, either as a couple or as an individual, please feel free to reach out to me at Life Anew, www.lifeanew.com. And I would be overjoyed to work with you through this process. I am a hope dealer, and I believe that you can make it after an affair. And I'm Fabian Williams, marriage and family therapist and licensed professional counselor. Feel free to reach me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Have a blessed and beautiful day.